Are you interested in purchasing your first saltwater tank? Whether you're a freshwater keeper planning to start a saltwater tank, or a complete beginner who's interested in starting this hobby, watch this video for a step-by-step process on how to start off, the main mistakes beginners make, and many more.
Hi guys, Andre here. I've been a hobbyist for 10 years and have been working at Marin for the past 4 years. So today I'll be going through with you guys the 5 main things that you have to take note of when you're starting your reef tank. Okay guys, so firstly I'll be talking about the budget. So for reef tanks, actually we have very basic and cheap setups starting from a few $100s all the way up to your super high-tech setup, which might cost you up to 100,000. So it really depends on what your needs are. So over here at Aquamarine, we do have some packages that is available for new hobbies. So we have the 30cm cube ones and the 45cm cube ones. Okay, so for our 30cm cube tanks right here and 45cm cube tanks, they are actually fitted with iOS filtration system, meaning to say they have built-in filtration systems already, so you don't need to really think too much or bother too much about external filtration. And then it comes along with the lights, the chillers, and the return pumps. So these are the basic equipments that you need to get your reef tank started. So why the cost of starting up a reef tank can range from a few $100s all the way up to hundreds of thousands of dollars is because of the equipment that you are using. So one very basic example is lighting. So lighting, you can get a very cheap, very low-end light for $80 all the way up to a super branded high-end light like Straton, which costs about $2,000 to $3,000 per unit. So as you can see, there is a very big price discrepancy, but of course with the cheaper lights you don't get as good of a result in terms of coloration and growth, whereas the better lights, normally you get more control, you get better colorations, you get better growth for the corals. My recommendation for beginners would always to be go for something mid-tier. So mid-tier, we are talking about your V3 lights, your max spec lights. If you have additional budget, I recommend you guys going for something slightly high-end, which is like your Radions, your aqua illumination lights. And we have other cheaper alternatives such as our iPi lights, which are extremely cost-effective at the same time giving you guys the best results. Next up, we'll be talking about the pump. There are actually two main types of return pumps that is available in the market. One is the AC return pump, whereby another one is the DC. Another equipment will actually be the wave maker. So wave makers also come in many different brands. So some of the branded ones can go for up to few $100s, whereby the cheaper ones actually you can get it for under $100. So my recommendation would actually to go for something simpler, something cheaper as a beginner. So I would recommend the Jebao series, which is effective and it serves its purpose. Yeah, so it works really well for beginner. Okay, next up, I will be talking about compatibility for fishes. So not all fishes are able to get along well together. So when it comes to choosing your livestock for your tank, you have to choose properly. If you are unsure, do look for the staff in the fish shops that you are going to for assistance. So one such example would actually be the really classic clownfish that you can see over here. Please show them. Yeah. So in the movie Finding Nemo, as you guys know, they are very friendly, but in actual fact, they are really feisty little buggers, so they will go around terrorizing other fishes once they are acclimatized and stabilized in your tank. So do take note of that. Not all fishes are kind and friendly like the ones in Finding Nemo. Another such example would actually be the blue tank, which is over here. So the blue tanks right here are actually not as friendly like Dory. They are actually highly aggressive tanks as well, so do take note if you are putting them in. Take note of what other new fishes that you are gonna add and make sure that they don't fight, else you might have some issues like fish death, fish falling sick, and then it's gonna be a big headache for you guys. So next up, once your tank is set up, your equipment are set up, what you want to do is actually to start cycling the water. So how to kickstart the cycling process is to add all these starter bacteria, or what we call the nitrifying bacteria, and all this will help to kickstart the cycling process. So once you have added all this, what you want to do is actually start testing for the big 3 parameters, which is your ammonia, your nitrite, and your nitrates. So why you want to test for these parameters is because ammonia and nitrites are actually highly toxic to your fishes. So if you don't cycle your tank and you add your fishes in, they will probably just die due to the ammonia burn and whatnot. So do take note that when you are starting a reef tank or even a fish tank in general, you should always start by cycling the water first. So the cycling process would normally take about 2 to 8 weeks, so it depends on your tank itself and how much bacteria you are dosing and how well you are doing it. So we actually have an in-depth video on how to use the test kits and how to test the parameters as well, so you can check this video out right over here. Last but not least, the most important thing you have to do is actually the maintenance of the tank. So what you want to do is actually do regular weekly water changes of 10 to 25%. Clean out the skimmer, change the filter wool or the filter sock, and feed your fishes. Remember that it's very important to feed your fishes, as well as clean the glass tank so that you don't get an ugly looking tank. We have 2 videos on how to maintain your tank well, and the link is right here, so you can check it out for more in-depth information. And that's a wrap for everything that a beginner should do before they start their reef tank. Remember, plan your budget well, select the appropriate tank size, the right equipment, the right fishes and corals to make sure that they are compatible. Okay guys, remember to like, share and subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Bye!